So basically, I would be dealing with this polity subject. So polity, constitution, and governance. So okay, my first question: what is the difference between polity, constitution, and governance? Any basic idea? You're reading the subject. I know some are pro, some are medium. Okay, at least you must be giving. You must be knowing some basic definition, right? So what can online students? Can you hear me? Yes. I don't. So it would be very clear. Okay, clear, Prakash. Okay. So let me do it. Okay. So basic definition of polity, constitution, and what we call governance. So how these things will be there. First, if we see the core is the constitution. So what is the constitution? We will be having all the articles, parts, and schedules. So more on the basis of this, the polity will be developed. So polity is what? Polity is something beyond the constitution. For example, if you take a live example, you can understand. For example, we have 73rd and 74th Constitutional Amendment Act. So what are these two things? These are coming under the Constitutional Amendment Act. Moreover, these things are having some articles. Okay, so this is called constitution. But when you applying for the polity, there will be like state finance commission will be there, state election commission will be there, the local panchayats will be elected, and there will be devolution of funds will be there. So these are all the things that will be adding to the articles and becoming the polity. So that's the concept. So what is governance? If you take a panchayat raj only, there will be like local administration, water, sanitation, health, any other certifications will be there, birth or death. So these things are there. These are all coming under the part of governance. So that's the basic difference. So we are like, we can't discuss with the core concept. I only believe that concept is the king. Okay. So we can't go with the concept today, because our target, we have to set the agenda for the today's session. Our agenda is what? Our agenda is to clear the prelims. And if you come for the classes, that I would be guiding those, means how to take these 15 questions or 20 questions we are getting. So if you take the questions pattern, 15 to 20 questions we can expect in the UPSC prelims. If you see the previous year patterns also, for example, from the 2019. So when was the pattern was, if you see we can guess from the 2011 questions we can see. But if you see 2014 onwards, on the website, UPSC website, the papers are available, PYQs. So what happened in 2014? Basically, the CSAT pattern got qualifying in nature. In 2011, the CSAT was introduced. So 2014 onwards, these paper got introduced. So if you see the website, have you seen the UPSC website? If you see the website, have you seen the previous year archives of that? Archives means the previous year question papers will be there now. So just go through those archives. You will be getting all the PYQs. Like any exam, any group 1 level exam, pick one, try to solve. So that is like a very good compilation of the PYQs we have. So from 2014, so indirectly UPSC, what it is telling that from 2014, it is important, because from the 2014 is available on the website. If you search for the 1966 or sorry, 1919 or 1996, from there we don't have the PYQs. So we have the pattern from previous last 10 years. So previous last 10 years are very important in terms of mains or in terms of prelims. So what is the target? What is the motive? So we need to crack these 15 questions. So at least if you take the minimum limit, so we are getting like 30 marks. So 30 marks, at least you must have a strike rate of like 80%, because if you see for other subjects, environment or economy or any other subject you take, the static is very less. The dynamic will be there. So the dynamic nature of the paper is making. So if you see the last time environment, it is very difficult. You see the paper was very coming very out of box. If you read the NI voice material also, if you're reading any other standard books also, that is like out of the box, most of the environment questions. So for a same case with the economy also, or same case with the geography is like a static only, bit static only. So here the scoring rate is different for every subject. So polity, if you are getting only 8 questions are wrong, 8 questions are right, then you are out of the race, because at least you have to get like for 12, at least some double digit you have to get. So because here we have a scoring mark. So if we assume that the cutoff is like 80 or 85 or 90, so based on that, if you get like 25 marks base here, so other subjects you can grow. So that's what basically we will be dealing with all these things. So what are the things most of the people will be worried about? Other current affair is coming, this current affair is coming, other current affair is coming. But what is the thing? We must be having a core. So core concept will be there. So on that, based on these things, we can be adding, see, for example, for every chapter, we will be having some themes that are repetitive in nature. So based on those themes, PYQs have been asked. So what are the PYQs? PYQs analysis is there. For example, if you take one by one, constitutional government or limited government or DPSP, these questions are coming repetitive in nature. So not one time, multiple times the nature of the questions getting repeated. From where it is getting repeated? It is getting repeated from the NCRTs, or it is getting repeated from the PYQs. So this is the thing basically. So now let's come back. So have you seen the notification yesterday? So how many posts? Yeah, very good. Exact number 972. So if you multiply with the 12 multiple, means only 12, 1:12 or 13, the seats will be taken for each seat, 12 people will be selected. Okay. So if you multiply with like roughly 11,000 people will be get selected here. So that's the thing. So let's see one by one what are the things there. So basically, any questions from your side, means what are your address? I don't know, one by one I can't, but at least you are present, right? So what is your core problems in the polity? So you're confident in everything. Then I will ask the questions then.
Concept is easy to understand and remember.
Okay, bit partially correct, but it depends on the questions also. If I ask the questions, I am not sure that you will tell or not. Yeah. So that's the.
But if we give some serious setting, like some 1 week or 10 days, we get very thorough with this policy.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Yeah. This is static, but
easy scoring and easy understanding if we are there.
Exactly. But still, that's correct only if you read the proper sources and if you read from proper material. So end of the day, the interpretation is very good. So end of the day, you will get the result anyway. So let's see one by one. So let's make a chart, okay, for today. We'll try to make some chart. Based on that, we will be having our session. So I will be guiding only through the basic themes. So there are like couple of themes. There are themes present in every chapter. From those themes, every year the questions are getting repeated. So let's discuss the themes one by one so that you will get an understanding of what is happening. Okay, let's start. First one. So what we will be having? We will be having preamble. Correct. So from preamble, what is the repetitive questions they are asking always? Ideals and aspirations, liberty, equality, fraternity. So on those terms, there will be game. Okay, tell me. Yeah, no problem. You can try. Okay.
What does preamble like source of power or what details are contained in preamble, that kind of question?
Okay. Preamble basically main 2-3 areas we can see, means in I think in the TGPSC also, if you see few questions are repetitive, like 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act is there, right? So it has added the word of socialist and secular, if you remember. Socialist and secular. So this is the thing. This is the first point. This is the first. And if you see second one, there are like ideas they are asking. What is then liberty, equality, and fraternity? And moreover, they are also asking socio-economic political justice. Socio-economic political justice. So if you see here, there is one question on this thing. They asked one PYQ on Gandhism versus Marxism. So what is the one thing that have been asked on the Gandhism and the Marxism? So what is that thing? The option was like stateless society. So both their vision was to form a stateless society. So that's the question. Here they have asked what they have asked: Gandhi and Marxism. What is the goal? Stateless society. So this is the question. Now, in this 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act, this is a direct question. So here what they are asking, here they are asking about the, what are the keywords added here? Socialist and secular. So both those two are the keywords added here. And what is the one more point? Unity and integrity of the nation. Unity and integrity. So any other, if you take DPSP or fundamental duties or any other thing, there are like more than one Constitutional Amendment Act. But in preamble, we are only having one thing. That is the 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act. So what is the keyword here? Socialist, socialist, secular, plus they're also asking unity and integrity of integrity. So this is the thing they have asked here. So let's short it down. A, B, and if you take this also count C. So these are all the topics that have been asked on the preamble. Okay, I will write it more legible this time. You can get an understanding. So this is the thing that have been asked in the preamble. So on these themes, if we join these classes are like basically based on these themes. So I will be not more dealing into what is called distributive justice, what is called social justice, but I will be morely dealing how the prelims question will be asked. So basically, if you see the classes are designed in such a way that you will be asking what are the themes that will be reflecting in the prelims itself. So we are not going deep into discussion of mains or answer writing. Those things will not go. We'll cut down or rationalize our approach to only this thing. So PYQs are more important. You know why PYQs are more important? One question, why PYQs are more important? Let me write it down for the online students also. Why previous year questions are important. Why they are important? Why they are important? How you will analyze? Very good. You have used two key terms. Analyze the pattern. Okay. So how you will analyze the pattern? Okay. Where the areas they are focusing. Okay. So can you give any example? Can you give any example? See, you use two words, very good to analyze the one keyword, and pattern is one thing. So can you give any example of what you told?
There are any listed from same team will focus more on that area.
Yeah, I understood. That is the other version of the answer what you have told previously, but I'm asking the example. I need an example. Any question you tell, I can tell the themes in which year it came and how many times it has repeated. Okay, that's where you are lagging. You are getting the point. You know that you already know it, but that's where you are lagging. That's the point. For example, if you see, if you tell sir only one example, I will take 100 examples. But namesake, I am taking one example. Okay. Constitutional government. So if you see the constitutional government, this has been asked multiple times. And what is this? This is also called as limited government. What is called? Limited. So what is this concept? If we read the NCRTs, Indian Constitution at Work, the 11th class NCRT. So first chapter, there are like 4 functions given for the constitution. So what are the 4 functions of the constitution? So if anything, there must be a function, right? So ఏదైనా ఉన్నదానికి ఒక ఫంక్షన్ అనేది ఉంటది కదా. సో ఆ కాన్స్టిట్యూషన్ కి 4 ఫంక్షన్లు ఏంటో మనకి ఇక్కడ చెప్తారు. So what are those 4 functions? In that, third function is limited government. See from where UPSC has picked the question. It has gone to the 11th class NCRT. From there, it has read it and it has picked the question and kept it in the UPSC. And this is not only one time. Once they have asked like constitutional government, in the next year, they have asked like limited government. So this question was asked like in 2021, they have asked. 22, they have asked. If my guess is right, like 19 or 20 also, they have asked the question. So more than 3 times, this pattern is getting repeated. You're getting the point. So that's the main thing. Here also, this 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act is there, right? So this question, I'm not sure this was asked in groups. I am assuring that this was asked in the groups. And that is the case. This Marxism question that was asked, I think, in 2022 paper, I think so. This Gandhian versus Marxism. So that's where themes get repeated. In PYQs, what is the strength is that, for example, in worst case, if the UPSC gives 15 questions for polity, means the UPSC is a bouncer. If you see 2019 paper na, that is flooded with current affairs and economy. So as the pattern goes on, now the history questions are getting very reduced. How, last year before, yeah, yeah. I agree. I completely agree with. Modern questions have been reduced to 3 or 4. And if you see ancient or medieval history, no. Actually, their strength has been increased. The number has been increased to 8, I think so. Decreased. The total was same, 15. Modern India.
10 marks minimum, but 10 questions was minimum.
Okay. UPSC also.
It's totally upside down.
UPSC also wants the people, because see, everybody is reading modern. So UPSC also wants the same. Just we don't want the people who read modern. We want so they have to select only 10,000, right? Ultimately. So that's the main motive. UPSC always focus, always a bouncer. If you remember the 23 paper, have you given the 23 paper? That was disastrous. That was a very disaster. Okay, that was complete bouncer. On the day of examination, how much you read, nothing matters. The 2 hours, if you see that the shock wave will be there now. That shock wave is something different. That only gets by experience. Okay, experience, or if you have the very hard work you have done, that will absorb your shock wave. If you are not done perfectly your hard work, that shock wave that it will wind up like tsunami will be coming now. In that way, it will winding up. So let's come back. So this is about the first topic. Now, if you move, so what are other things? For other things, if we go, we'll go with first union and its territories. This is only right. So in the union and its territories, so what is the concept they have asked? I don't think so. UPSC has asked any major thing on this thing. I think they have multiple times in the option they have mentioned about the 100th Constitutional Amendment Act that is dealing with the land boundary agreement. But that was given for the confused, that was given as a confused option. That was not the correct one, just they have used 100 Constitutional Amendment Act. So that is like land boundary agreement. But in the TGPSC group 1, I think so, group 2, I think, they have asked a question. For example, if you see this concept, you have remember, right? Bodo. This word have you heard? Yeah, Bodoland. He was the right. Okay, Bodoland. Bodoland. Where it is present? TGPSC Group 2 paper, I think so. Okay, TGPSC Group 2, Bodoland. So they have asked like Bodoland Liberation Organization. It is related to Assam or lot. They have asked about Garo Garo Liberation Army. Though they have asked there. So that's the question that was happening. So if you come back here, if you see this Bodogana, you can get a UPSC question here. Where 2024. They have asked the languages, right? You remember the languages? 21st Constitutional Amendment Act, which which language was added by the 21st Constitutional Amendment Act? We need answers. Online students, can you answer? So which language was added into the Constitution by the 21st Constitutional Amendment Act? No. Bodo was not added. Bodo was the last. Okay. So Bodo was added. Bodo was added at the I think 91st Constitutional Amendment Act. Sorry, 92nd Constitutional Amendment Act. So first was the Sindhi was added. Sindhi was the 21st Constitutional Amendment Act. So they have added there. They added Sindhi. Later on, 3 prominent languages added. I think Maithili, Nepali, one more language I'm forgetting. So that is like East Coast language. Exactly, I'm not getting. So these are the famous languages. Now in the 92nd Constitutional Amendment Act, what they have added? They have added like very infamous languages, like very local languages, Bodo, Santali, these things. Those are not prominent. Okay, one more Konkani. Konkani was the language that was added in the 71st Constitutional Amendment Act. So where was the question has came? The question has came on these things on the 2024 UPSC paper. If you see 2024 UPSC paper, they have given like 4 options. So what are the languages? They have given 4 languages, and they have asked to pick what are the 3 languages asked from this amendment. So that's how the questions are coming. Okay, this is you don't need to read about Article 1, Article 2, Article 3. Still people confused with Article 2 and Constitutional Amendment Act. Okay, if you remember, What is the money bill number? I know you are okay. You number articles you must know, right? Money bill. You don't, that you have to remember, man. How then if your preparation will be half as that, how you will face the mains then? One not money bill. 110. Okay. 24 paper have nobody written, right? Okay. 110 was the money bill. Okay. So 110 was the money bill means UPSC has played the game on 109 bill, 109 article. So that was talking about the procedure of the money bill. So what the UPSC has done, so people will be completely reading article 110 only. They will be not seeing. So where you will be reading article 110, you will be reading from the standard books. I can't take the name, but if you see the Constitution of India, there is like 109 Constitution, article 109 is there. That is talking about the procedure of the money bill. So here also, if you come to United Territory, mostly people will be focusing on Article 3, right? Creating these things. But what is Article 2? What is the difference between Article 2 and 36th Constitutional Amendment Act? Okay. So Article 2 and 3, if you club together, so if any area is added into the Union of India, then by which Constitutional Amendment Act or which article it will be added? No. You are from Telangana? Then you must be knowing Article 3. So Article 3 has given Telangana, Article 3 has given Jharkhand, Article 3 has given Chhattisgarh, Article 3 has given various other states. So this is the Punjab and Haryana. So that's how from previously Bombay was there, that was made into Maharashtra, Gujarat, this fair area. So there Article 3 was used. But if you're adding some other thing like Sikkim into India, that is under 36 Constitutional Amendment Act, Sikkim, or if you remember the enclaves thing, right? 100th Constitutional Amendment Act. 100th Constitutional Amendment Act is talking about the land boundary agreement between India and Bangladesh, where we have exchanged our enclaves with the Bangladeshi enclaves. So for that, we have made the 100th Constitutional Amendment Act. So these are the important things. So we don't need to dig deep into the Article 2 or Article 3 or this controversy. So this is taken in the PCM batches. But here we will be focusing streamlining our method to PYQs. Also, we will be streamlining with the current prelims oriented. So both the things. So that's how. These are repetitive in nature. Now, if we are finished with the Union Territory, so what is the one more topic next we have? Citizenship, right? So, any famous questions like citizenship? Any famous questions from citizenship in the previous year? Can anybody give you a guess? At least in not in UPSC, if any, now recently they have written TGPSC Group 1 and Group 2. Any question? NRC, yeah, NRC. Recently, if you see there is a current affair, you can note down. So recently, Dr. D.Y. Chandrachud Garu, he has been relieved from the Chief Justice of India. So if you see there, he has given a judgment on Section 6A of Citizenship Act. You remember? See, Section 6A. What is the Section 6A is talking about? This Section 6A is talking about the Assam Accord. Assam Accord. So if you see the Assam Accord, previously when the Bangladesh war was there was a lot of people coming as the refugees into India. So they were given the temporary citizenship, later they were given the citizenship. So the parties, aggrieved parties who All India, Assam, All Assam Students Union and other parties have went to the Supreme Court and challenged the Supreme Court based on the Article 11. What is Article 11? Article 11 is talking about the parliament has the power to make any law on the citizenship. So they have told that the parliament does not have the power only. So Assamese, their refugees are coming, right? In the citizens, they can have the power to do parliament, but some for refugees, you can't do like that. They have claimed and they have went for the case. So that took like 20 years or 30 years. Now the judgment has came recently. I think it's like 4 or 5 months back. So the judgment has came. So if you see the judgment, that is like upholding the Article 11 and it is telling that Section 6A is valid. So Parliament used Article 11 to amend the Section 6A, to give to amend Section 6A. Based on this, the aggrieved parties went to the Supreme Court and then they got the judgment like this. You are getting the point. This is a what we call current affairs part. So we are having PYQs also. We are also taking important current affairs. So what are in the news? So that's the point. And one more we can talk about is this Pravas Bharatiya Divas. Okay, Pravas Bharatiya Divas also have been, we have been, I think it's a biennial event. For every 2 years, we are conducting this event. So Ministry of External Affairs is conducting this event. So on whose memory we are commemorating this thing? And moreover, you remember Mahatma Gandhi Garu. He came from South Africa. So based on these things also, we are commemorating these things. So it's a biennial event. So those things we can be adding up in the classes. So that's the one point that we can add. And what is one more current affairs? I think, let me write it down. Pravas.
Cabinet ratified the constitutional amendment act.
2000.
CA amendment act was ratified by Union Cabinet. What's that?
Oh, that you are talking about the Sikh people. 12 Sikh people got the citizenship. That one only, right? By naturalization. Yeah, 12 Sikh people got natural.
Amendment act was not
Actually, that was the act brought there. Then now the official gazette notification has come now. Okay, the amendment has happened in the 2019. But what happened now? The Ministry Home Affairs, I think so, they have released the gazette notification. So based on it, 12 Sikh people got the Indian citizenship. So what is this method? Registration or naturalization? Naturalization. So that's the one more current affairs. I'm missing one more current affair. Okay. Okay, now let's move to the next topic. Yeah, I got the topic. Strength of our passport. Passport index is there, right? Yeah, Hanley passport index. So if you see, you can remember the dimensions with the citizenship, because Hanley passport index is always in use. So while writing your mains answers also, if you prepare in such a way that you can integrate these things. If anything question comes on the citizenship, that you can integrate with these things. So Hanley passport index, what is the India's ranking? What is there? Why India's passport index is very weak, despite having such a population and such an economy and such much social soft power we are having. So all these things are having, but still our passport index is lagging. Small countries like Singapore or like South Asian countries or Japan having the very good ranking in this thing, Henley passport index. So what we are lagging basically. So we are lagging in many Asian countries also. So that's the main thing. So that's how we have to integrate prelims with the PYQs. So that will be going. So that's the thing. Now, if we move forward, we completed union and territories and citizenship. Now, next is fundamental rights. Fundamental rights. So now tell me in which part it is present? Part 3 of the Constitution. Okay. Now, have you remember? Now tell me what is part 20? Part 20. You can write like this. Okay. Now tell me what is part 20. Why I was stressing? Because UPSC has asked a question. In UPSC 2024, UPSC has asked a question on the part. It has asked 3 statements question. In this, they have asked about part 20, and they have asked about part 9A, that is talking about the municipalities, and one more part they have asked. So they asked that in which of the above statements are correct. You remember? So they are asking the questions also not only on constitutional amendment, they are asking the questions on parts also. So this was the easy one. Bodo question was the easy one. This was the easy one, but these were the gray areas basically. They are getting. So here they are missing the concept. Means here they are missing. They know, they have read about article part 20 is talking about Constitutional Amendment Act. So everybody know it is under Article 368 of these things we can know. But what is happening in the end of the day, they are missing these small inputs and they are missing these questions. So silly mistakes you can count. Yeah, then your strike rate or your accuracy rate will be coming down. So that must not be present. So let's come back. So fundamental rights are present in the part 3 of the Constitution. So any prominent questions coming from fundamental rights in UPSC? Article 30, Article 21. Yeah, right to privacy they have asked, right? Right to privacy is coming under which article? This is also 2024 question. I think so. I think so not. It's 2024 question. Okay. They have asked right to privacy is coming under which article? Like Article 19, Article 21, Article 22, and Article like 24. They have asked like this. So which article it is coming? That is Yeah, that is one question, right to privacy they have asked. And one more question in the 2023 they have asked is due process of law. Okay. Due process of law. So which of the following implies the due process of law? So what is questions they have given? They have given the four statements like due process of law, procedure established by law, principles of natural justice, fair application of law. So this was the question. So where this question is present? No. This question source can you find? Due process of law, that question was asked, right? So where this process is, where this source that the UPSC has picked this question from? What is the source? So if you see principles of natural justice NIOS material, if you type principles of natural justice NIOS material, from there they have taken the source. Okay, you're getting the point. You're getting the question. So the source is from the government source only. So from there they have taken NIOS material and IGNOU material, or if you see this NCERT also, under the principles of natural justice, there are some points. In that due process of law is also there. From there they have taken and kept the questions. So that's how PYQs are like mostly related to the sources only, genuine sources only, not even the standard books. Standard books sometimes goes wrong also. So there are a few mistakes in the books, in those books also, which one present there in the market. So they are picking from these sources basically. So that's so. So one source will not suffice, but make sure that you are reading primary sources basically. So what are primary sources? Can anybody tell? Yeah, that's the one. That is a secondary. You can't claim it as a primary. Okay. NCERTs are there, NIOS material is there, IGNOU is there, or if not, Constitution of India is there. So Constitution of India is that's like only 400 pages if you see. For any file you are getting any interpretation. So if you see the standard book, there is one concept called financial bill type 1 and type 2. But actually that was wrong. In that book, there is a mistake, financial bill type 1 and type 2. But if you read the original constitution, in there is nothing called as financial bill type 1 and type 2. There is only financial bill is there. So that's the concept. And one more mistake is that I think it's in the 6th edition is there. It is about the advisory jurisdiction of Supreme Court. Okay, advisory jurisdiction of Supreme Court they have given as Canadian, but it's not the Canadian jurisdiction. It's from the Government of India Act 1935. So if you see that is coming under the section 213 of the Government of India Act 1935. If you want, you can refer the constitutional debates also. So if you go there in the Constituent Assembly debates, they have claimed that from this act we have taken that. Means we need substantiation, right? From there they have taken. From there we can see that the advisory jurisdiction heading is there, but we must be knowing this. So from the here only they have taken. So that is present in the Constituent Assembly debates. Okay, in the book it is wrong. Okay, the rectification must be there. So that's the thing happened. So that's where you have to go and but now you don't have the time. Previously, if you are meeting before 9 months, then you would be having ample amount of time to do these things. But make sure that you just have the sources, good sources, and go with this thing. Okay, well, let's move forward. So this is about the topics. So one more point is that due process is there. One more question is that habeas corpus. Okay, habeas corpus, mandamus, and quo warranto, prohibition, and certiorari. These are both almost same. Before quashing and after quashing the case. Okay. If you see on which thing the UPSC has asked, mandamus. In which year? 2024 only. 2024 they have asked a question on mandamus. That question was like very tricky. So I have seen all the coaching institute keys. They have given the answer as 1 and 3, and they have told that middle statement is wrong. 2 is wrong. So you can cross verify also later of this class also. So but later on, if after giving the final UPSC key, they have told that this all the 3 statements are right. Subject to correction 2023. Sorry, 2023 paper. Okay, official key is there. Okay, official key is there. 20. Just I have misread the year. Okay, misread the year. Okay, just misread the year. Okay, 2023. So question on mandamus. So what they were asking, what they were telling, like the mandamus can be applied on private company even though it is a government company. Even though it's a government company. Okay, sorry, mandamus cannot be applied on private company, even though it is a government company. So what is happening here? So it's a complex question. If we go into the detail in the classes, I can take. But generally, mandamus is what we command. So Supreme Court is telling that we can't command the private companies. Sometimes we can't command the government companies also. Why government companies cannot be commanded? Why government companies sometimes cannot be given the directions to do something we command? Why can't we use that with? They
are expert in having subject matter.
No. Actually, if see any fund is coming from Consolidated Fund of India or Consolidated Fund of State to IRCTC or like TSRTC or any other PSUs. So this is the fund is coming from where government. But when the fund is coming from government, so the these authorities will be there now. So they will also be treated as state, and they will be given the thing to weak will be used for weak command mandamus. So, but what happened means now there will be like a licensing agreement between the employer and employee. The license agreement, any other agreements will be there now. So that is like day-to-day administration. In those things, for the Supreme Court or High Courts cannot give with what we call mandamus to those organizations. You are getting the statement, how complex you are getting the statement. So ఇప్పుడు కాదబ్బా ప్రైవేట్ కంపెనీస్ ఉంటాయి కదా, ప్రైవేట్ కంపెనీస్కి అసలు ఇవ్వలేరు, గవర్నమెంట్ కంపెనీస్ కూడా ఇవ్వలేరు. కానీ ఎలాంటప్పుడు ఇవ్వలేరు? అవి లైసెన్సింగ్ అగ్రిమెంట్ లేకపోతే ఎంప్లాయర్కి ఎంప్లాయీ మధ్యలో ఏదైనా సంబంధం అంటూ ఉంటాయి చూసినారు, అలాంటి అగ్రిమెంట్స్లో వృత్తి ఇవ్వలేము మనం, మేడమస్ ఇవ్వలేము. సో అది పాయింట్. కానీ బేసిక్గా ప్రైవేట్ కంపెనీస్ కానీ ఇవ్వచ్చు. అది ప్రగా టూల్స్ వర్సెస్ స్టేట్ ఆఫ్ మద్రాస్ సంథింగ్ కేసు ఉంది, ప్రగా టూల్స్ కేసు. సో దాని ఎక్సెప్షన్ మీద క్వశ్చన్ అడిగేశాడు మనకి. ఓకే, అర్థమైందా? సో ఎక్కడి నుంచి యూపీఎస్సీ తీసుకుంటుంది, ఎక్కడో మూల నుంచి తీసుకుంటుంది, డైరెక్ట్ కూడా తీసుకోవట్లే, ఇంటర్ప్రిట్ చేస్తుంది అనమాట అది. సో కాన్సెప్ట్ మీద అటు ఇటు మనకి ఇది ఉన్నప్పుడే మనకి అన్ని అర్థమవుతాయి అనమాట. ఓకే, లెట్స్ కమ్ బ్యాక్. సో మోస్ట్లీ ఫోకస్ ఆన్ కోర్ ఏరియా. Basically, what are the core areas? Let me draw a diagram. Okay. So what can be the core areas? You can tell. Yeah. Okay. Salient features you can write, right? Salient features comes preamble, everything. These things can be coming. Okay. Let me just check the spelling. Salient, right? Salient features of Indian Constitution. Okay. Indian Constitution. So what is one more theme here? Here we are getting preamble, union and territory, and citizenship. Just count it one. And what is one more thing? One more thing is like fundamental rights. Fundamental rights. Fundamental rights. Now DPSP. Okay. DPSP. And what is one more concept? Fundamental duties. Okay. If you see the DPSP, so what is the question always asked on DPSP? So what is the question always asked on DPSP? Welfare state. Welfare state. They have used these terms. These terms are not my terms. This is present in the previous UPSC papers and also in the Constitution. So welfare state, concentration of wealth. Okay. Concentration of wealth. Here they have asked the questions basically on these key terms only. So which things are violating concentration of wealth? Fundamental rights, fundamental duties, DPSP, and some other thing. DPSP. So actually what happened, you know, up to 2022 and 23, everybody like DPSP pakka ek question aayega. So one question will be coming from DPSP. So they have read DPSP and gone. 2022, I think they have changed the pattern. They changed the pattern. Now DPSP questions they are not asking. They have shifted the question to official languages, and these I have told previously, constitutional amendment. There they shifted. So if people get reading these things, UPSC will observe the market also. They will be literally. So UPSC, they are reading this, they will shift the sources again. Okay. So that's how. These are the two questions. And moreover, you can use the socio-economic justice. These terms are there now: liberty, equality, fraternity. So preamble and DPSP in a combination, if you take, these answers can be, these questions will be helpful in writing in the mains answers also. So that's where also these DPSP can be helpful. And one more point they can ask is that I am thinking that age is there now. So Article 21A, what it is talking? What is the age for Article children for Article 21A? 6 to 14 years. Very good. 6 to 14 years. So I think in Article 45, I think so. So what is the age? 12 అసలు కౌంట్ లోకి లేదు. Huh? 18. No. It's like below 6 years. Okay. Below 6 years children, the education must be taken. Up to 6 years. Up to 6 years. Provided by the thing. Yeah. Now if you see, I think Article 51 K. Yeah, Article 51A K. Amendment K. So if you see this article now, in this, what is the age? I know the age, but just give a guess. Article?
Parents must take care of their
Children?
children age of 14 years.
6 to 14 years. 6 to 14 years. There also, you don't forget the 6 also. Add that also. 6 to 14 years. So this is the thing. Okay. Means I am thinking maybe somewhere you can get the question here. So this is my interpretation. I don't know the standard, but at least in TGPS somewhere you will get the point. So this is the thing. You remember under Article 21, we are told like Article 24 is talking about the abolition of child labor, right? But under 14 years, they can.
That is up to the age of 14.
Just can you tell? Okay. Okay. Before 14 years, can they work? No. Okay, that's very good. Before 14 years, they can't work. After 14 years, from 14 years to which age they can work and which industry? Okay.
Particular industries are managed.
Okay.
They can work if they
Family below 14 also they can work in family. 14 to 18 years they can work in non-hazardous industries. Non-hazardous industries means any other industry, but what are hazardous? Glass factories, mines, quarrying, any other chemical factories, there they cannot work. 14 to 18 years. But after these things, they can work in both hazardous and non-hazardous. So that's that one more point you can add. So like this way we can, okay, let's come back, okay. So this is the point I want to basically tell you here in the DPSP. So DPSP and one more point they can ask. So which thing divides the judiciary with executive? Which article? Okay, Article 50 divides the judiciary with executive. Okay, under Article 51, what are the clauses present? 4 clauses are there. Okay. So Article 51, what it is talking about? International peace. Okay. So you can read in detail, but no problem. But if you see that 4 clauses there na, from any one clause they can make a twist and they can ask a question. Article 51. Okay. Article 51. 50 is important in mains also because they are asking separation of powers. When the separation of power comes, Article 50 will be coming. What is Article 50 telling? Executive will be divided from the judiciary. You're getting the point. Executive will be divided from the judiciary. So while writing separation of powers or checks and balances, you can use this article to substantiate your answer there. So that will be helpful. Okay. And Article 51, it's talking about international peace. I will not go in detail of 4 clauses. Those clauses, one clause can be twisted to get an answer. So these are like standard. Okay, let me check. These are like very standard because now we come back. Okay. Here now, from this area, at least 3 to 4 questions will be coming. 3 to 4 questions. Barabar. Yeah, 3 to 4, or in a good case, 5 questions will be coming. So here you can score. See, in 15 now, in 15, if 5 are gone, 10 questions are only left. So this part is not very hard. So UPSC must be giving parts only. UPSC be giving from these things only. And one more thing you can add is that these are easy parts. I will be dealing with parliament, legislature, everything. But what is another easy part? Representation of People's Act, 1951. From this one question pakka. Okay. They will be asking Representation of People Act or 73rd, I have to write first. 73rd and 74th Constitutional Amendment Act. From there, you will be asking pakka one question. Okay. From there, here one question. And one more is that constitutional bodies. Constitutional bodies. So here you will be getting one question. Okay, constitutional, non-constitutional bodies, statutory bodies. Okay, tell me what is the difference between constitutional, non-constitutional, and statutory?
Statutory bodies are the ones which are created by law. Statutories are created by the means of legislation, any law.
Actually, I am missing one more word also here. Actually, see, any parliament passes any act. From that act, if any body is getting constituted, that will be by statute it is coming out, so it will become statutory. But Companies Act you are referring, right? That Companies Act normal. If this coaching institute is also there, this is also be registered under the Companies Act only. Companies Act, Societies Act. So normal private institute, Societies Registration Act. So that will be using there. But here statutory means Parliament is passing a statute. From that statute, you are getting a body. So that's where statute. Yeah, very good, very. Yeah. CAG, everything comes under the constitutional bodies only. Non-constitutional bodies means, no, non-constitutional bodies are different and statutory bodies are different. Okay. For example, if CBA, that is formed by the Delhi Special Police. Okay, that is the like that is like statutory. Okay, that is formed by a. Yeah. But see, Lokpal is there, Lokayukta is there. Some other things are all there, right? So that's where the difference will be coming. But if you see from this area, one question will be coming at least. Okay, from this, if you read these areas, these are like low-hanging fruits. So how much you are putting your time, effort, and energy, from there you will be getting more result. Okay, rationalize your efforts here. That's what. If you see one question from here and one question from here, so how many you will be getting? 3 more. 3 more means 7 more. We are ready to 7 count. We are getting the point. That's how you have to decode one by one. Okay, now let's move. Let's come back. So we have finished about DPSP. We have finished about fundamental duties also. Fundamental duties, what is the question they are asking? I don't think they are hardly asking any question. Only question comes to the Swaran Singh Committee. By Swaran Singh Committee and 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act. And what is one more Constitutional Amendment Act in fundamental duties? What is? Okay, very good. 86th. See, first one was like, let me write it down point one by one. Swaran Singh Committee. Swaran Singh Committee. If you say what is that 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act, and if you see, it is taken from the USSR that you can interpret in these things. And one more point is that 86th Constitutional Amendment Act. Okay, 86th Constitutional Amendment Act. From the, this we have discussed already that education is there now, 6 to 14 years. So from 51 AK. Okay, from that we can take it. This is from 6 to 14 years. And one more point is that you can add Article 21 also coming under this 86th Constitutional Amendment Act. Okay, are getting? So this is how up to fundamental duties. Okay, now let's move forward. Now we are moving to Parliament. Okay. So let's start here only. You have the space, right? Parliament. Online students, you are getting the points, right? I hope we are getting the points. Okay. If you have any question, please try to interrupt and ask. Okay. Let's move forward. Anything is there? Huh? Now let's move forward. So what in the Parliament, what is the focus area? Focus areas. What in Parliament, basically? What are the focus areas? Bills. Okay. So first starting focus area is election of president. Okay. First starting focus area is election of president. So this is the focus area. Here the election of president is there, election of vice president is there, election removal. If you remember the 2024 paper, they have asked about the this vice president's removal. You remember the question? If you remember the question in 2024, they asked this one removal of vice president. In 2023 paper, they have asked the electoral vote system of the president elections. They asked about Kerala, Madhya Pradesh, which will be having the higher vote, highest vote. So that's the questions. How difficult the questions are coming. You see, everybody will be reading that formula for that president's election. But what is happening? They are going in depth. Somebody's the theme is very light, means they are going in depth. But the question is from the same concepts, same themes. You are getting president, vice president. Here you can count one question. Okay, here president, vice president. If you want, you can take in the count of governor also. Okay. Governor. Now tell me, governor is which post? Is it constitutional post or not? Yes or no? She is right. It is a constitutional post.
Article 700.
Appointment of government.
And if you see the terming also, it's a constitutional post. That wording is there in the Constitution of India. That wording is present in the NCRT. You are right, okay? That wording is there. So here one question will become, governor post is constitutional post or not? Maybe they can make a statement in the 3 statements and they can twist you. So that's where. So president, vice president, and governor. Here you can expect one question. So that is the point. Now let's move forward. Here one more, what is one more focus area? Money bills. Okay. Money bills, ordinary bills. So if you see, I have already discussed in the money bill, Article 109, Article 110, they have discussed. What is Article 109? I have talked about the procedure, right? So this question was asked in the UPSC 2024. In the case of ordinary bills, I think this question was asked in 2022, I think so. So here one question has came. So anyway, more or less, one question is coming from the pills, basically. So that's where you can decode with one more question. Okay, let's come back. Now, if you see this diagram, so what can we add here? We can add this money bills, and what before that, what we have discussed, president, vice president, governor. Here you can add one question. And what is one more question here? We are having bills. Okay, money bill and ordinary bills. So here you can expect one question. So 2 questions. If you remove this, 5 questions are there. Okay. So this is the thing. And if you see Election Commission of India, okay, these are also coming under constitutional bodies only. So here we'll be having. And if you see state legislature, parliament, or any other thing, there will be in the parliament, this is a long chapter, right? So statutory and any other things, they're asking 2-3 more questions. So more or less, they will be adding one question here, one question there. So almost we are narrowed down to 5. So from that 5, if you remove in the parliament, if you add 2 or 3 more questions, then it will be narrowed down to 2. And that 2 questions will be like miscellaneous questions. From anywhere they can ask that miscellaneous questions. So that's the concept. Or they can generally turn these points only in the miscellaneous form, like Gandhi Marxism, or we have discussed it, right? Gandhi Marxism and this Representation of People's Act, or any other thing, they can make one more miscellaneous question. President one is a miscellaneous question, right? So that was very hard. If you know the formula also, you can't comprehend it. So that's how you can decode this thing. Now let's see the spreadsheet and understand what are the themes present, okay? Now let's come back. So if we see, so this is a spreadsheet. Let me elaborate it. Yeah, just a minute. Geography and environment. Okay, polity. Online students, can you see the map? Can you see this spreadsheet? Okay, let me make it big. I don't think so. It is becoming. Okay, let it be. We'll see one by one. So, polity, constitutional framework, due process of law. This question I have discussed. Due process of law. So, what is the source they have given? So, from where? So, our CivicCentre is very good at R&D. So, as we know, we are very famous in test series. So, what they are doing, they are going to the genuine sources. What are genuine sources? Those are primary sources. So, primary sources are what backed by the government. So, any source that is backed by the government is a primary source, like Government of India, any act released by the governments, or like Constitution of India, NCRTs. So from these only, mostly UPSC will be picking the questions. So that from those sources, we are going back and we are digging and bringing the questions here. So we have discussed about the due process of law, purpose of the Constitution. Okay, let it be. For this thing, we have to go in deep into the question to understand. But constitutional government, this one, this one I have discussed at the start of the class, right? Constitutional government or limited government. And now safeguards of liberty, equality, fraternity, these things they have discussed. Now, if you see definition of state, so which article is talking about the state? Then what is law? Okay. Article 12 is talking about state. Okay, now tell me, is Madras University is there, right? It is coming under the concept of state or not? Anyway, state governments or state and union territories will coming under Article 12. So that is explicitly told in the Article 12. Now tell me, any Madras University or Hyderabad Central University or like SEBI or these things qualify as state or not? Why?
If you are partially funded or areas by government, then they can be considered.
Your concept is very good. Very good. That's exactly correct. So partially funded, 1 point, or if they are delegated any powers. So if any power is delegated to them also by the parliament, then they will be considered as state. So there are like many cases on these things. So on these cases, we can derive that these are coming under the state category. Okay, now let's move forward. Parliamentary form of government. And one more thing, I think in the UPSC, the chances are less, but comparison from where these things are borrowed. Okay, borrowing Irish constitution, like fundamental duties, DPSPs, or like any other acts or amendment of the procedure of the constitution, or we can talk about the constitutional amendment acts also. So can you tell? Yeah.
I mean, I from past 4 years, I haven't seen the paper also.
Okay.
But is there any factual or they have become some analytical only? Like basically the trend is like they'll be analytical, less facts. Like statement based or a single line word.
Means what you are telling are more factual or? Factual thing. But UPSC has not asked much, right? I'm telling about groups, right?
Present trend of polity questions. It's more way of
No,
analytical conceptual.
See, if you read the sources very good, then only you can clear the paper. That's not about factual. You see, if 3-4 questions are very factual in nature, and more questions are like analytical in nature, then you can't guess what it is. For example, I will tell a factual question. They talked about the interstate trade and commerce, which is it is coming under which list? Union list, concurrent list, or state list? This question was asked in 2024. If you remember this question, then this is like pure factual, very much rotten fact. So if you see the 7th schedule now, that is released by like Ministry of Foreign Affairs, that 7th schedule total PDF is there. If you see the PDF now, every schedule is like gambling, betting. It is coming under which thing? Not state list, union list. Okay, gambling and betting of 2 types are there. One will be coming under the. Very detailed it will be there, but just to go through those things, I have gone through the things, I have seen the things. So in those things, very twisting questions can be coming. Okay, that is like very factual in nature. And one more is that like 9th schedule, have you seen? We are always talking about 9th schedule. So what is the 9th schedule? No, I'm asking, have you seen the 9th schedule PDF? Like 284 acts are there. Apart from land land abolition, Jamindari abolition, and land sealing acts or land tenancy acts, so what are other acts present in the 9th schedule? On which topics, themes I'm asking?
Are exempted. Then also placed in 9th schedule.
I think 1 or 2 acts are there. So like prostitution is there, right? Abolition of quaternary system in the Bombay Quaternary System Abolishment Act. So and the talks also, and few other as you told officers thing. So these acts are present. Other themes are also present. UPSC can frame a question that on 9th schedule, which are the acts that can be abolished, or we can call it like what are the things placed in the 9th schedule. So under the themes you can ask. Apart from land records and these Jamindari abolition, nobody knows nothing about 9th schedule. So that is the thing. What is the date of the occasion on the Bharati case? Uh, 24th April. 1973. So in the Minerva Mills case and IR Coil case, they have told that this occasion on the Bharati case judgment came on 24th April 1973. So if it was there from the date previously, what are the acts are there, that will be not coming under judicial review. But after the date, what are the acts are coming, that will be coming under scrutiny of judicial review. So that is the point. So that's how you have to understand. And one more point is that can you tell a constitutional amendment act is a law or not under Article 13? Under Article 13, Clause 3 and Clause 4, if you read clearly, there is one saying. Okay, do constitutional amendment acts qualify as law or not under Article 13? So online students, please try to answer this. This is also a very important point. So here UPSC may twist your question. My question is that under Article 13, do Constitutional Amendment Acts qualify as law or not? Okay, under Article 13, they are qualified as law or not? Yes or no? Just 2 words. Huh? No, that's a no. That's a no actually. So most people, why they get confused, right? You know. Okay, let me write it down. So what happened in the Golaknath case? See, there are like 3 things. Golaknath case, first one. Second one is 24th Constitutional Amendment Act. And third thing is Keshananda Nanda Bharati case. So what happened here in these cases? In the Golaknath case, they have told that the parliament cannot amend the constitution and fundamental rights are sacrosanct in nature. Now the parliament got offended. So they told that why can't we do these things? And they amended a Constitutional Amendment Act. That is 24th Constitutional Amendment Act. In 24th Constitutional Amendment Act, they have kept this clause 3 plus please check Article 30 clause 3 or clause 4 they have kept. And they have told that Constitutional Amendment Acts do not qualify as a law. Parliament has the power and the procedure under Article 368 to amend the Constitution. Now Parliament is showing more power. Before in Golaknath case, judiciary showed the more power. Now Parliament is showing more power. You are getting. Now, that was again challenged in the Keshananda Bharati case. In the Keshananda Bharati case, these things they have challenged. So what they have told here, they have told that Article Clause 3 is correct. They have told that Article Clause 3 is correct and Constitutional Amendment Acts do not qualify as a law, but they have told that they must not violate the basic structure. If clause is there, they are not qualified, but that must not violate the basic structure. If they violate the basic structure, what are violating? Under Constitutional Amendment Acts, basic structure violate చేసాయనుకో null and void అవుతాయి. Okay, that's where the concept is there. So ఇవంతా కొంచెం మనకు మెయిన్స్ లో కూడా వస్తుంది అనమాట. సో దీన్ని మనం ఇంటిగ్రేట్ చేసుకున్నాం అనుకో ఇక్కడ ఒక క్వశ్చన్ అయ్యే ఛాన్సెస్ ఉంటాయి అనమాట. సింపుల్ క్వశ్చన్, ఒక స్టేట్మెంట్ లో 3 స్టేట్మెంట్లు, ఒక స్టేట్మెంట్ లో కాన్స్టిట్యూషనల్ అమెండ్మెంట్ యాక్ట్స్ లా అని అన్నారు అనుకో, అండర్ క్వాలిఫై అండర్ ఆర్టికల్ 13, సగం మంది ఎగిరిపోతారు. అయిపోయి మళ్ళీ నెక్స్ట్ ఇయర్ టాటా బాయ్ బాయ్. ఓకే, దట్స్ హౌ. లెట్స్ కమ్ బ్యాక్. ఇంకా మనం మార్క్సిజం, గాంధీజం, లిబరలిజం, దాని తర్వాత పర్పస్ ఆఫ్ రైట్స్ we have discussed, purpose of local self-government. So we're not going into detail, but these are the things basically the UPSC is asking question. Democracy, rights and duties. So we have discussed the fundamental rights and fundamental duties, constitutional government, economic justice. Okay, recently in the 2024 paper, they have asked about Government of India Act 1935. They remember? So they have told that foreign affairs and these things are not qualified under they have not kept under the provincial government. So federal government has that. So they have asked Government of India Act 1935. You can read this material from the IGNOU or you can directly read the 1935 Act that is present in the British Parliament. Okay, if you read that act is very big. Okay, but generally they are using these acts also. Acts, Charter Act is there, this act is there, constitutional debates are there. Now one simple question I want to ask, just I want to test your knowledge. Sorry, I'm just getting carried away. Okay, BN Rao is there, right? What is he? Is okay. Okay, very good, very good. But my question is that he is the part of drafting committee or not? Online students, please try to answer. BN Rao is there, right? Is he part of the drafting committee or not? Is he part of drafting committee? Just try to comment yes or no. Okay, yes or no. Yeah, very good. No only. No. Actually, what happened now? BN Rao Garu has made this initial draft. He has ransacked all the constitution that is present across the country, across the world, and he has made an initial draft. This draft was submitted to Constituent Assembly. When this draft was submitted, then the Constituent Assembly debate started, and they have discussed one by one provision. So any amendments are there, they're sending it to drafting committee. Again, drafting committee making any changes parallelly also, and these provisions get discussed also, and they are again making final draft. Okay. So we can add one more question. When was the final draft was prepared? When was the constitution came into force? Okay, when was the constitution got adopted? Okay, 26th. Okay, adopted.
26.
Enacted. Okay, so 26th November it got adopted, right? So it got adopted means second one is came into force. It got adopted here. Then while adoption, what are the things first came into for enforcement?
Acts. I don't.
Citizenship,
Citizenship.
సిటిజన్షిప్ ఎలక్షన్స్ ఈ రెండు కూడా మనకి నవంబర్ 26th రోజే ఫోర్స్లోకి వచ్చాయి. ఎందుకు అంటే పార్టీషన్ ఆఫ్ ఇండియా జరిగింది. పార్టీషన్ ఆఫ్ ఇండియా జరిగినప్పుడు పాకిస్తాన్ వాళ్ళు అటు వెళ్ళిపోయారు, మన వాళ్ళు ఇటు వచ్చారు. సో ఇబ్బంది అయింది కాబట్టి సిటిజన్షిప్ ఫస్ట్ ప్రియారిటీ. సెకండ్ ఎలక్షన్స్కి వెళ్ళాలి. కాన్స్టిట్యూయెంట్ అసెంబ్లీయే మనకి ఇంట్రీమ్ పార్లమెంట్గా యాక్ట్ చేసింది. అర్థమైందా? డాక్టర్ రాజేంద్ర ప్రసాద్ గారు ఉన్నప్పుడు మనకి ఆయన ఏంటంటే కాన్స్టిట్యూయెంట్ అసెంబ్లీ స్పీకర్ అనమాట. ఇఫ్ మై చైర్మన్ ఆఫ్ ద కాన్స్టిట్యూయెంట్ అసెంబ్లీ. జీవి మౌలంకర్ గారు యాక్టింగ్ యాజ్ ద స్పీకర్ ఇంట్రీమ్ గవర్నమెంట్ కి. సో సేమ్ కాన్స్టిట్యూయెంట్ అసెంబ్లీయే, ఒక టైంలో కాన్స్టిట్యూయెంట్ అసెంబ్లీ, ఇంకో టైంలో మనకి ఇంట్రీమ్ గవర్నమెంట్, ఇంట్రీమ్ పార్లమెంట్ అనమాట. సో ఇక్కడ మనకి కాన్స్టిట్యూయెంట్ అసెంబ్లీ ఉన్నప్పుడేమో మనకి వీరు ఉన్నారు, ఎవరు ఐఎమ్ గెట్టింగ్ రాజేంద్ర ప్రసాద్ గారు ఉన్నారు. సో హీ హాస్ బికమ్ ద ప్రెసిడెంట్ ఆల్సో లేటర్ ఆన్. సో ఇక్కడ మనకి ఇంట్రీమ్ మనకి పార్లమెంట్ వచ్చినప్పుడే మీ మౌలంకర్ గారు ఉన్నారు అనమాట. సో దట్స్ హౌ యూ అండర్స్టాండ్. ఇక్కడ మనకి డ్రాఫ్టింగ్ బిఎన్ రావు గారేమో డ్రాఫ్టింగ్ కమిటీలో పార్ట్ కాదు. సో ఆయన ఇనిషియల్ డ్రాఫ్ట్ ఇచ్చారు, కానీ ఫైనల్ డ్రాఫ్ట్ ఇచ్చిన మాత్రం డాక్టర్ బిఆర్ అంబేద్కర్ గారు. సో దీంట్లో ఇనిషియల్గా 7 members ఉన్నారు, మళ్ళీ ఒక ఇద్దరు మళ్ళీ హెల్త్ బాగాలేక ఒకళ్ళు చనిపోయి ఒకళ్ళు రీప్లేస్ అయ్యారనమాట. సో ఇనిషియల్లీ 7 members. ఆ టర్మ్ కూడా 7 కూడా అడుగుతారు క్వశ్చన్స్లో. ఓకే, లెట్స్ కమ్ బ్యాక్. ఎక్కడ? సో చార్టర్ యాక్ట్స్, బేసికలీ చార్టర్ యాక్ట్స్ ఆర్ ఆల్సో ఇంపార్టెంట్. సో దీస్ యాక్ట్స్, ఇఫ్ యూ మూవ్ నెక్స్ట్, constitutional day, constitutional status, Government of India Act 1935 we have discussed, making of the constitution, universal principles of universal declaration of human rights. So when was the universal declaration of human rights has been come into picture? When was this thing happened? Once cross check, but based on this we have given this a National Human Rights Commission, National Human Rights Commission, State Human Rights Commission. Why this theme was kept? National Human Rights question was asked. You are getting National Human Rights question was asked in UPSC. Basically, National Human Rights question was asked like in 21, I think so. So from that question, you can derive to the principles of Universal Declaration of Human Rights. So you are getting. So that's the theme here. That's why they have kept. This can be used in the preamble. This can be used in the fundamental rights. It can be used in the DPSP also. This concept. So that's why they have kept. Constitution of India, 9th schedule you have discussed already. 284 acts are there completely in 9th schedule. So relationship with law and liberty. So UPSC will always play something, wording game will be there na. One question like law subject, law question will be there. So that will be there. Law, liberty, Marxism, or principles of natural justice, due process. So these things, one question will be coming. Rule of law. Okay, rule of law. Okay, I don't think so any direct questions are coming from the rule of law. In mains it is coming very direct. Okay, rule of law, separation of powers, checks and balances. But here also they are asking rule of law. Directly not, but indirectly they are asking rule of law. So where we have adapted this rule of law concept? We have borrowed this. UK, yeah, rule of law we have adopted. So king will be there. His powers are divided into legislative, executive, judiciary. So okay, we will discuss it later in the classes. Now 5th schedule, 6th schedule of Indian Constitution, preamble as a part. So Article 16, the reservation is there now. Recently that Karnataka case is there, employment one. You remember? There are 75% local reservation. So if that case comes, always software companies will be moving out of this thing. So Article 16 లో మనకి ఏమంటున్నారంటే ఈ రిజర్వేషన్ జనరల్ లోకల్ ఎంప్లాయ్మెంట్ కి ఉండకూడదు కదా. ఆర్టికల్ 16 ఏమైనా మాట్లాడుతుందా లోకల్ ఎంప్లాయ్మెంట్ గురించి, రిజర్వేషన్ గురించి? మాట్లాడుతుంది. పార్లమెంట్ బై లా, ఇఫ్ దే వాంట్ సమ్ గవర్నమెంట్స్ టు హ్యావ్ దిస్ లోకల్ ఎంప్లాయ్మెంట్, దే కెన్ ఎనాక్ట్ ఇట్. అది క్లాస్ 4 లో ఉందన్నమాట. క్లాస్ 4 ఒకసారి చూడండి, క్లాస్ 4A 4B అన్నట్టుంటాయి అనమాట. సో వాటిలో ఉందన్నమాట క్లియర్గా మనకి పార్లమెంట్ చెప్తుంది. సో పార్లమెంట్ ఏమైనా చేయాలనుకుంటే చేయొచ్చు అనమాట. ఆల్రెడీ ఉమెన్కి, SC STకి, దాని తర్వాత ఈ మధ్య రీసెంట్గా EWSకి 103 కాన్స్టిట్యూషన్ అమెండ్మెంట్ యాక్ట్ ద్వారా యాడ్ అయింది. సో మనకి ఇక్కడ కూడా ఇంకో పాసిబిలిటీ ఉందన్నమాట, లోకల్ రిజర్వేషన్ కూడా పాసిబిలిటీ ఉంది. సో కరెంట్ అఫైర్స్ మళ్ళీ ఇది థీమ్స్. లెట్స్ కమ్ బ్యాక్. రైట్ టు ప్రాపర్టీ, ఇది పాత క్వశ్చన్ అయిపోయింది ఇప్పుడు. ఓకే, రైట్ టు ప్రాపర్టీ, ఇట్ ఇస్ వాట్, లీగల్ రైట్ ఆర్ కాన్స్టిట్యూషనల్ రైట్ ఆర్ ఫండమెంటల్ రైట్? కాన్స్టిట్యూషనల్ రైట్. ఓకే, 300 300A, 300A, Article 300A, in the Mund Article 31. So Article 31, now it has become Article 300A. And now right to vote is what? Legal right or constitutional right or a fundamental right? Right to vote. Yeah, you are good. Fundamental right, it's not there. No, then what it is? Legal right or constitutional right? Yeah, constitutional right. So under which article it is present? Right to vote. Article 226. Sorry, 326. Sorry, subject to correction. Article 326. So it is present right to vote. Now, if you tell election commission, which article? 324. After that, second next article only we are having this right to vote. That is the case. If you see this right to vote, there is one more concept called amendment is there now. The voting age of the people have increased from decreased from 21 years to 18 years. So that can be asked in the question. 61st, 53rd for anti-defection constitutional amendment area, that could be added here. So that's how we have to interlink all the things. Concentration of wealth, Article 14. So they are asking in, I think TGPSC Group 1 and Group 2 they have asked, I think Group 2 and Group 3 they have asked which articles are not applied for foreigners, only applied for Indians, or which articles can be applied for foreigners also. So if you see the article by reading only, for example, Article 21 is there. No person shall be derived of his life and liberty except by the procedure established by law. No person includes Indians and foreigners, both the peoples. Article 14 is there. Equality before law, equal protection of law within the territory of, not outside the territory of India. So India law within the territory of India, if consulates only that coming under Indian territory or not? Consulates, embassies, consulates, that no, not foreigners. Indian embassy at California is there. Okay, for example, that is coming under Indian territory or not? No, that is coming. That will be coming under the territory only. Within the territory of, means somebody is happy, some citizen getting raped or murdered in foreign, that we can't do. But if it is happening in the territory of India, for example, in India is also there. In total in territory of India, it is also happening, means then it can be counted. Okay, so that's what Article 14. Right to city. So various cases are there. SC Mehta case. How was the pill being introduced? They have taken suo motu. First pill, how they have taken on environment. One post letter was has been coming to the Supreme Court of India. So they have taken it as a suo motu case, and a concept of pill has been introduced in the our democracy. Okay, so the pill was be there. So right to city, right to pollution-free environment, right to clean air. So these are the new comings of the Article 21 here. So Article 21 has a very long ambit. You know, golden triangle. We are also having not drugs. We are also having one golden triangle in polity. So Article 14, Article 19, Article 21. So this is a golden triangle. These articles ambit have been increasing day by day. So when the constitution was started, it was different, like Shankari Prasad case. Or if you say A.K. Gopalan case is there, what they have told in A.K. Gopalan case, they have told that you can't do just like you are like, he was been arrested under the detention. So he was arrested under the detention law. These things they have kept. But they have told that if police beat you only, then your life under Article 21 is violated. But what happened in the Maneka Gandhi case? In the Maneka Gandhi case, they have told that your life is more than just beating or forced by the police. They have interpreted right to go abroad in Maneka Gandhi case. Right to go abroad, right to privacy, or right to internet, right to press. So these are the rights coming under picture day by day. You are getting the point. Right to die. So I want to die. You can't die because fundamental rights are not wavering in nature. You are getting the point. So that's how. Protection against untouchabilities. Right to marry, one's choice. So protection against untouchability is there, right? So what are Article 17? Okay, but what are the acts that can be coming into force? What are the acts? That is our latest one. Okay, well, initially Civil Liberties Act. So based on this article, Parliament has enacted a law. You are getting, that's how these articles will be applied. So previously, as you told, Article 17, you can match the following question has came, I think in TGPSC Group 2. Article 17 related to this thing. But later on, these acts can also be asked. One more dimension. Okay. Right against exploitation. See, separation of judiciary from executive. Which article? Article 50. So this question can also be asked. provisions in the part 4, welfare state concept I have discussed, nature of DPSP's welfare state. I think time is over. Okay, fundamental governance. Okay, this is more or less we will be covering the basic things. So let's see the last picture before winding up this session. See how many questions we have came down. If you add from parliament 2 more questions now, 3 questions will be remaining, and those things will be miscellaneous. If the UPSC want to increase the strength from 15 to 20, then what it will be happening in these areas, easy areas only, 1 more question will be getting added. So make sure that at least you have a 80% strike rate. Janasena has 100%. So at least your accuracy must be like 80%. So polity, if you miss, if you come down your strike rate to 60%, then you are out of race. At least make sure that your accuracy must be 80%. Okay. Join these courses if you want to learn more. Okay, thank you. Online students, you have any queries? అంతే PYQs పెట్టేసి మనము కరెంట్ అఫైర్స్ తో మిక్స్ చేసి బేసిక్ మేజర్ థీమ్స్ ఉంటాయి కదా, కోర్ కాన్సెప్ట్స్, అవి ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తాం. ఇప్పుడు ఎట్లా రివైజ్ చేశారు? PCM కదా మొత్తం చెప్పేది బేసిక్ గా మనం. సో PCM కాకుండా ఇప్పుడు మనం ఇక్కడ పెరిఫరల్ గా ఏం చేస్తామంటే, అంటే ప్రిలిమ్స్ ఇప్పుడు పాస్ చేయాలబ్బా. మెయిన్ మోటివ్ ఏంటంటే మీరు ప్రిలిమ్స్ గట్టెక్కాలి. సో మీరు ప్రిలిమ్స్ గట్టెక్కడం కోసం మెయిన్ గా థీమ్స్ ఇవైతే ఖచ్చితంగా ఒక 80% అక్యురసీ, అంటే మేము ఒక 60% అక్యురసీ మీకు హెల్ప్ చేసామనుకో, ఇంకో 20% మీ సొంత ఎఫర్ట్స్ ఉన్నాయనుకో, సో ఒక 80% అక్యురసీ అంటే యూ కెన్ గెట్ అవుట్ ఆఫ్ దీస్ థింగ్ ఇన్ పాలిటీ, అలా అనమాట. సో అలా డిజైన్ చేసింది మాడ్యూల్ మొత్తం. సో ఓకే, దట్స్ ఇట్. Online students, you have any queries? And